This is an arancino filled with carbonara. Oh, it's a bomb of happiness, and you're gonna learn how to make it. Yes, come on, let's make it together. To make arancini carbonara, we need the carbonara ingredients. So we are using about 200 grams of guanciale, big chick. You can replace with pancetta. We're gonna use a lot of pecorino cheese, a lot. I wanna say to you 9-10 tablespoons, but it can be more. Please use more, because we need pecorino for both the rice and the filling. We're going to use about 6 eggs. For the rice, we need the saffron, because I want to give the flavor to the rice, and I want to give the beautiful yellow color to the rice, okay? Rice, you can use arborio rice, but I'm choosing carnaroli, which is a fantastic rice. If you can find it, it's best. And we're using 300 grams of rice. I've got 250 grams of fresh fior di latte mozzarella. You can use 2 buffalo mozzarella, or you can use dry mozzarella, but do not use shredded mozzarella. About 70-80 grams of butter, half chopped onion. I like to fry in sunflower oil, but you can also use vegetable oil. We need 700 ml of water. We need extra virgin olive oil, salt and pepper, and we need fresh breadcrumbs to crumb the arancini. First thing we're going to do is to bring the saffron to life. We're going to put half glass of boiling water, okay? And then we're going to put the saffron in the boiling water, because this is going to help to bring the saffron to life. What we do now, we keep it on the side and we start cooking the rice. To cook the rice, I always recommend you to use a pot which is nice and deep. But because I'm doing a video, I want this to look sexy. I'm gonna use a stainless steel saucepan, and it actually works very well. Now, be generous, put about 3-4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, and we want to saute the onions. Saute the onions for about 5 minutes, and they will give beautiful, beautiful flavors to your rice. Okay guys, after about 4-5 minutes, you can see the onions are ready. Guys, this is rice for arancini, it's not a risotto, so we cook it differently. 550 ml of water, and then we add the rice. Now we stir, and we let this cook, okay? You don't have to do anything, just let it cook, let it boil, and when the water disappears, it's almost ready. Look how beautiful the saffron looks right now. Look at the color of the saffron. It's activated and it's ready to do the job. When the rice gets to this point, see, the water is kind of disappearing, the rice is drying up a little, and we don't want the rice to dry up. What do? We add the half glass of water with the saffron. In here, beautiful. Whatever we have left in here, we add a little bit of water, maybe half glass, put it in there. So basically we added an extra glass of water, and we finish off this rice. We're gonna give the right color to this rice. We're gonna use a similar technique to the risotto, saffron risotto, but this is not a risotto, don't forget. This is a rice for arancini. What I like to do now as well is to add the butter. So we put this beautiful butter in there. And the butter will help to combine the ingredients, make it a little bit creamy, and perfect for the arancini. This technique is called risottatura, risottare technique, which means you keep doing this so the rice doesn't get stuck to the bottom, and you help to cook the rice evenly. Ladies and gentlemen, the risotto is ready. Look at that. Bellissimo. Bellissimo. Before we get the rice out of the pan, let's try a little bit. It should be cooked. It should be a little bit creamy. Yum. Can you see how beautiful and creamy this rice is? It actually looks like a risotto, but it's not. I'm just gonna get a nice amount of pecorino here. Maybe 2 handfuls. And we just mix. We just want to infuse the pecorino. We want this pecorino to make it a little bit creamy. Not too much, just a little bit. A quick toss, just to make it creamier. Now, this is what we do. We need to get a tray, just like this, okay? A tray where we can rest the rice, so the rice can cool down, okay? If the rice is not cold, you cannot make the arancini. Very important. The rice needs to be cold. Now, this is what we do. We're gonna transfer the rice here. And now we just wanna spread it gently, okay? We don't wanna break the rice. Gently spread it. There's one more thing I like to do. To sprinkle some more pecorino on top. Now, the rice is very hot. So what I like to do, I place it in the freezer. And in the meantime, I prepare the filling for this, okay? So I believe in less than 1 hour, this will be ready for us to be used. Time to prepare the carbonara filling. So we start from the guanciale. The guanciale is a pork cheek, and it basically has the meat in the middle, fat and fat, okay? We want the fat to become oil, we want the fat to become crispy, and so the meat. So first thing to do, we need to remove the skin. We don't want to use the skin because it's not pleasant to eat. So here is the guanciale. What I like to do, we cut into strips. The carbonara filling for the arancini will be the pecorino and egg mix combined with the guanciale, crispy guanciale, and mozzarella. Oh my God. Now, on a low heat, we're going to cook the guanciale. We're not adding any oil because the guanciale has the fat that turns into oil, okay? Hey guys, look, when we get to this point, the guanciale is ready. See that? The fat is gone, it's now nice and crispy. The meat is tender, but also crispy. It's just perfect. What we do now, we let it rest on the side so it cools down a little, and we can make the carbonara sauce, the filling of the arancini. Let's do the guanciale crunchy test. Crunchy and moist at the same time. For the carbonara sauce, we're gonna use 4 eggs, okay? 2 egg yolks and 2 entire eggs. This is where the magic begins. Come on, let's beat the eggs. First, we beat the eggs. Now, what I like to do here, I wanna put the oil from the guanciale in the eggs to give the extra flavors. Okay, beat the eggs again. Now we put the pepper, generous amount of pepper. Beat, beat, beat. Let's make the cream. So we put, I've got about 6 or 7 tablespoons of pecorino here, okay? It might be enough or maybe not. But let's see how creamy this is gonna become. I want this to become creamy and thick. I don't want this to be runny. I want this to be creamy and thick. You wanna do this until your pecorino melts. See the lumps of pecorino? We don't wanna see that. We want the lumps to melt, to become cream. See, as you can see, I need more pecorino. So here is my stash of pecorino romano. And I'm gonna add more pecorino there. Let's mix. Oh yeah, now I can feel it. It's gonna become nice and thick, just the way I want it. This is gonna be the filling in the arancino. So the arancino will be fried and this egg will be cooking in the frying oil. Huh? What do you think of this beautiful cream? Look. Look, a nice and thick carbonara cream. Look. Look how beautiful. Look how bellissimo, bellissimo, bellissimo. Look at that. This is what we want for the arancini filling. Let's finish this off with more pepper. Be generous, please. And I think now we're ready to assemble the arancini. I always like to fill my arancini with fresh mozzarella, I also like provolone because I like the way the provolone melts, but nothing beats a nice fior di latte fresh mozzarella. We try to cut this into small pieces. You want to cut into strips first. We want to cut the mozzarella very small, like very small pieces, just like that, because it will be quicker and easier to melt when you fry the arancini, okay? So this is an important step. It's a secret, something not many people tell you. You make it small, tiny, you're not gonna have an uncooked cheese in your arancino. Oh, look how beautiful it is. This is a great cut as well for when you make lasagna, when you make pizza. It melts very quickly. The final step before we assemble the arancini. Break 2 eggs. 1. My God, 2 eggs came out. Look. Look at that. This is double yolk. Look how lucky I am, guys. This is double yolk. Can you believe it? The egg had 2 yolk in there. Honestly, I've never seen this before. This never happened to me. Did you ever experience this? Now we break the other egg. Oh, it's a single one. Now we want to beat the egg. The reason why we use the egg is because I like my arancini done with the eggs because it's gonna be crispier. The flavor is gonna be nicer. If you don't wanna do the eggs, you can do a mix of water and flour and create the pastella for the arancini. But to be honest, the egg takes it to the next level. Guys, it's been less than 1 hour and the rice is actually great. It's cold, it's perfect for the arancini. So what we can do now is assemble. My recommendation is get a tray, put some baking paper on top, because here is where we're going to rest our arancini. The fun part is about to start. Let's make the arancini. Guys, it's very important when you make arancini, your hands are wet, okay? So here, wet your hands, remove your ring if you have any rings, and we start collecting the rice. I'm gonna make medium large arancini. So you put it on the palm of your hands. What we do now, we are going to put some guanciale. We're going to get some eggs, the egg mix. We're going to put some cheese. And then we cover the top with the rice. Oh, and here we go. And make sure you press. When you create the arancino, when you make the bowl, you want to press because you want to get the moisture out. Or the moisture needs to go out. You can feel it on your hands. You can feel the water getting out. And we let it rest now here on the tray with the baking paper. This is a bomb. This is a carbonara bomb. This is gonna be an explosion of flavors in your mouth. Now guys, this is the first time I'm doing this. You know, it's a challenge for me, for everyone. Let me tell you, they are extremely creamy. And if we are going to, put them in the egg now, breadcrumb, and then fry, there is a big chance they will break. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to place this in the freezer for about maybe 20 minutes, or you can place it in the fridge for a couple of hours or overnight. So we basically want to get the moisture out, and that way it will become dry. And tomorrow you can compact them a little bit more. So see you in 20 minutes. After 20 minutes in the freezer, this is what you get. Look how good they are. They're good, they're more compact. See, they're not gonna break. So what I do is, with my dry hands, I make it more compact. See? And I make it more round. Look how perfect this is now, look. What we're going to do now is we're going to dip the arancino in the egg and then in the breadcrumb. So we use one hand, I'm gonna use my left hand. So I want the arancino to be wet on every corner. Perfect, and now we can put this in the breadcrumb. And I'm gonna use my other hand to move the bread. And we want to make sure that the arancino collects all the bread. Let's put some breadcrumb at the bottom, and we now place the arancino on top. Now we're ready to fry. What I recommend you is, if your oil is not ready yet, put the arancini in the fridge and you get them out when the oil is ready. Alright, first we need to check if the oil is ready. Let me have a look. Put some breadcrumbs in there. Oh yeah, it's ready to cook, guys. The oil is ready to rock and roll with the first arancino of the day. I'm gonna do one at a time, okay? The arancino is ready when it becomes nice and brown, okay? It's not gonna take long, but I would say a few minutes, okay? See, this one is pretty quick because the oil is very hot. So you basically want to make sure that the inside part cooks. You want the mozzarella to melt. You want the egg to cook. And look how beautiful it is. Look at this beautiful golden arancino, huh? Ready to be enjoyed. Here you can rest on some kitchen paper. Now we'll make the second one. It's arancini dance. Hey, baby, baby, I love to eat arancini. And here we go, the golden arancino. Time to plate these babies and try them as well. Okay, so let's put one here, 2, 3, 4. We're going to open this one. It's time to open this baby. Let's see what it's like inside. Ooh, look at that carbonara. Look at that carbonara arancino, ladies and gentlemen. It's arancini carbonara time! I'm looking forward to have this culinary experience. Carbonara arancino. Two of my favorite in the same bowl. Ready? The rice, full of flavors. The guanciale, full of flavors. It's not crispy anymore. The guanciale became a little bit soft. The egg cooked, so it's not really raw anymore. The mozzarella could have been a little bit more melted, but it's actually really nice because I cut it very small, so it blends perfectly with the mix. The arancino is very crispy. Wow! Overall, it's a 10 out of 10, and let me tell you, I like this beautiful experience. I have the crispy on the outside, and then I have these beautiful moist flavors on the inside. Nice texture. Can you hear the sound? It's the sound of love. So thank you so much for watching my episode. I will see you on the next Vincenzo's Plate video recipe. E ora si mangia. Vincenzo's Plate. Wow, where are you going?